One of the best ways to prepare for mathematical conversations with our students is by anticipating students' thinking. When we try to imagine what our students might say, we prime ourselves to better hear, understand, and respond to their ideas. Let's look at this image of Cuisenaire rods, where we ask, how many do you see? And anticipate some of the many ways students might think about and answer that question. First, students might see these rods as simply individual objects and attempt to count them. They might count them individually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Or they might count them in groups, 2 reds, 2 purples, 4 whites, 3 greens. Regardless of how your students answer this question, be sure to ask them what they're counting. If students say that they see 3, ask 3 what? If they say 4, ask 4 what? There are lots of correct answers to how many do you see. But one of the most interesting things about Cuisenaire rods is that they're not just individual objects, but they're objects with relationships, and they can help us to think about equivalence. Students might notice, for instance, this relationship here, where with the white stacked on top of a red, we can see very clearly that a red is twice the size of a white. In fact, it's worth 2 if the white is 1. And if that's the case, where a white is 1 and a red is 2, then a green must be worth 3. Students can also see the relationship between the purple and the other rods, where they see 1, 2, 3, 4 here, knowing that then the purple is worth 4. Lining up these rods can allow us to see the relationship between them and to count them differently. If purple rods are worth 4, reds are 2, whites 1, and greens 3, then we have a really different way of counting how much we see. We might see 4 and 4 of purple rods and say that the purple rods are worth 8. We might count the green rods, 3, 3, and 3, and say that there's 9 worth of green. We could count the individual red rods as 2 and 2 for a total of 4, and we could choose to add up all of these, knowing that there are 4 white, 4 red, 9 green, and 8 purple, and to get a total of 25 as the value of all of the rods together. Still, other students might think about this as an array and recognize that if that's the case, then this is 5 by 5. In that case, it's 25 as its whole value. Some students might also see this as a grid and decompose the entire image by extending the lines so that they can see all 25 of the squares. Regardless of how students answer this question, it opens up some interesting possibilities for counting and decomposing, for thinking about groups, and for putting those groups together. We encourage you to try asking how many do you see with a Cuisenaire square today.